The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
Today, a story of a slow creature and a social media teacher. First, the unlikely mass smuggling of a reptile, followed by scams that are only one click away. My name is Randy Nelson, and in my 35-year career as a fishery officer, I became known as the best investigator in British Columbia.
Just leave him out here to rot.
As a best-selling author, I've contacted hundreds of wardens from all over North America to hear their tales.
Fish and wildlife here. See this? Oh, look at there. We have a warrant to search your premises. They're spotlight.
These are their case files.
Game warden, put your guns on the ground.
Officer down.
You're under arrest.
Carlos, as a game warden in Oklahoma, it's probably like many places. We have so many different animals to look at, and we get caught up in what's the obvious things. And you have a case involving something nobody ever thinks about in the world of poaching.
We've become programmed to focus on the bigger things, you know, the bears, the deer, the elk, the moose, the fish, the birds, whatever species, game species, things like that. But and we work with the feds a lot on different investigations whenever they come to us and say, hey, we've got this going on. There's usually 1 or 2 feds per state. Yes. So they've got to employ the help of the state wardens to be on the watch for things and to try to help collect and gather some of this information. Well, our captains across the state have a meeting once a month, and at the monthly meeting at headquarters, they were met by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife agent, where he had the opportunity to sit with them and explain a new investigation they were concerned about that had to do with the poaching and marketing enterprise of box turtles.
Box turtles?
Yes.
Like the ones people keep as pets?
Yes. There's actually a large case involving multiple individuals who are capturing, marketing, and illegally selling box turtles across seas. The feds need our help in locating the key players. Gomez, you've got the lead on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Emery, okay.
Well, this is unusual.
So, we're supposed to be on the lookout for turtle activity. What does that even look like?
I have no idea.
When our captains came back to us and told us to be on the lookout for turtle activity, you know, quite honestly, I think a lot of the wardens all looked at each other and rolled their eyes. Right. You know, we just kind of shrugged and thought, hey, this doesn't sound like big cases, and this doesn't sound like, you know, big poaching operation kind of stuff. So I think it kind of laid quiet for a while.
Right. Nobody took it really that seriously, is what
well,
you're saying.
and what do you do? Yeah. How do you patrol for that? How do you investigate that?
Very slowly.
You know? Yeah, very slowly. I like that. We didn't see or know of anything related to turtle activity, but little by little, things started happening. I'm in a metropolitan area there in Oklahoma, and there was FedEx and UPS shipping facilities there, hubs.
Yeah.
And I got a call or two in the coming months from some employee that would kind of get in trouble because they stopped the assembly line of boxes to call the game warden on their cell phone and say, hey, somebody's shipping turtles out of a box here. That's not right. We'd then have to get a search warrant and go to the house of who shipped the turtles and try to find out where they got them, why they got them, and so on. So we had these little things popping up, just a few, a couple, 3, popping up there in the Tulsa area. And that kind of raised my awareness, you know, in the Tulsa area, where I think a lot of my other fellow wardens in the more rural parts of the state still weren't seeing or hearing anything.
You're finding people that are gathering these illegally and then transporting
and shipping them to somebody.
To somebody.
So somebody, usually out of state somewhere.
Okay, you're getting these pieces that's starting to make a puzzle come together.
Well, and it was just kind of maybe the very tip of the iceberg. It was a phone call from the manager of the motel. And she said, you know, she was asking, as she always does, the folks renting her rooms, you know, about cleaning the rooms and so on. And this particular individual had 2 rooms rented. He had been there for a week, and so she was checking in with him about cleaning the room.
This is it for the day.
Sounds good. Whoa, hey, no, we're good. We don't need a cleaner.
Okay, so no services tomorrow?
No, nope. Not the whole week we're here.
So marking it down for no services at all.
Thanks.
That kind of piqued her curiosity, and at one point she peeked into the room when she knew he was gone. And she could see all of these tubs, and the tubs had air holes in them.
Yeah.
And she could hear something moving around in those tubs.
Yeah.
And I think she could see turtles in one tub right there.
Right.
So she knew something was up with some turtles. She didn't know what to do. She called me.
Hey, Gomez, I have a possible hit on some turtle activity. Lady on line 2 wants to talk to you.
This is Gomez.
Hi, I'm down at the Thunderbird motel, and I have had 2 parties, very suspicious for multiple days, and I actually got to go in one of them, and there is multiple bins, I believe, of turtles.
And are both parties still present?
No, one just left in a vehicle.
And the other party? He's still present?
Yes, I believe he's still in his room watching TV.
And approximately how long ago would you say the first individual left in the van?
About 5-10 minutes ago.
All right, man. I'm gonna need you to just hang tight. My partner and I are on our way. Good. Thank you.
So we just staked out the motel. I kind of give these guys an idea of kind of what we're going to try to do. A game plan is, you know, hopefully they come back. We're going to intercept, and we're going to interview them and see what we got.
And so you have surveillance set up on this place, and what do you learn?
We were there for a couple of hours,
Okay.
and eventually I saw a man come in. He went in that room. I saw some people go into that room.
I'll do the talking.
Game warden, open up.
Hi. What's going on?
Well, we got a call that there's an unusual amount of turtles in this room. And I can now see them behind you.
Yeah, we've been collecting them.
This is way more than just collecting. Can we come in and take a look?
Yeah, sure. Come on in.
The gentleman was very cooperative at that point. We knew that he had turtles,
Yeah.
and we needed to ask him some things about that.
Why do you think he would be cooperative?
Well, I think he was cooperative, as it turns out that he had been encountered by game wardens in multiple states.
Okay.
He'd been encountered in, and maybe I shouldn't name those states, but all they did was give him a misdemeanor citation, a wildlife citation for having turtles. You
Okay.
can't have this many turtles, here's your ticket.
Right.
And he'd pay a couple $100 and go on down the road.
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business, making thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wow.
So I think he probably anticipated he was just going to get a ticket at most on
Yeah.
that, and the game wardens would go off chasing deer poachers and fish poachers and not pay attention to them.
Have a seat for me on this bench right here, sir.
Anybody else in the room?
No?
Start counting them.
Well, there's so many. There's well over 100 here.
That's nothing. I shipped out over 250 of them just yesterday.
He had a receipt for 250 he had shipped the day before.
Wow.
So, you know, we drive roads in the rural parts of our state, and it's nothing to see a turtle crossing the highway or see a turtle on the county road. But you stop and think, 250, where does a guy get 250 turtles?
That's a lot.
So what, as it came to light, what he was doing was this group of people that was staying in the other motel were friends of his from the nearby state of Arkansas. And he would take them and pay them $5 per turtle.
Okay.
So $5 per turtle, they would all disperse in cars.
Yep.
And they would go about the roads, and they knew to travel early morning when turtles were on the move. And they would collect these turtles and just put them in a Tupperware tub in the back seat. He had just shipped 250. He had 180 some right there. I think he was trying to get around 200 before he was going to make another shipment. That had just been in a day.
I don't understand. Who are you shipping these to? And why?
I have a contact up in New Jersey. I haven't met him, but he gives me good money per turtle, so I ship him up to him.
What's the name of your contact?
He's letting me know that this gentleman in New Jersey is who he's shipping them to, and showed me his phone. Hey, here's the guy. And he said, well, I get $25 per turtle.
Wow, so he's 5 times as...
He's paying $5 to his help to collect, and he's getting 25 per. And so he's shipping those off to New Jersey. And so, you know, I notified the feds, and we ended up seizing 2 vehicles and tubs and tubs of turtles. I mean, the back of a game warden truck was stacked full with ratchet straps, holding in all these tubs of turtles. And he didn't know what was being done with them. He believed they were being shipped to the West Coast, and that this other guy was selling them too.
Okay.
And it would later come to light that the New Jersey guy was selling them for anywhere from 100 to 500.
Wow.
And per turtle, and they were ending up in China. And the more ornate turtles would go from $5,000 to $10,000.
Holy smoke.
It was kind of some kind of a symbol that's used by a lot of the wealthy folks over there.
So this is a big industry. This isn't just a $5 turtle we're talking now. It's worth 102,000.
You know,
so what do you do with the turtles?
so it was important that we kept them alive and kept them healthy. And, you know, I hadn't even thought through that part yet, but my wife got involved with her daughter, and we had kind of a little enclosure fire pit area at our house. We sprinkled the produce everywhere, and it was amazing how these turtles had to have been starving the way they just aggressively attacked this fruit and vegetables. And you know, it was entertaining for everybody to watch all these turtles just going like all over the place, eating and diving in. Strawberries were their favorite. And they just, you know, obviously nourished themselves quite well. And then it became a rodeo, just trying to figure out how to keep them contained. But eventually the feds did take those turtles and put their plan together.
And the plan was to use these live turtles to catch somebody further up.
They actually come up with a plan to use invisible ink to mark the turtles.
Yeah.
And so they had a way to make a connection with the Oklahoma turtles in New Jersey.
Yes.
They had stakeout, had New Jersey Fish and Game officers and federal agents watching this FedEx location. They had the boxes marked. And sure enough, here come these folks, a number of folks that came and collected their boxes and took those boxes, and they were trailed back to their residence. And
so that group of people now was charged?
So the wrap up to this deal was the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service prosecuted the New Jersey folks in federal court in the Tulsa district, and they were required to come back to Tulsa. And they were ordered to pay $200,000, and that was a record for our state, for a restitution for the turtles taken from the state, and $100,000 additionally for investigative expenses to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for the cost of their investigation. And the local folks from Arkansas there that were at the motel, the main gentleman there was ordered to pay a $10,000 fine in state court in that county. And it was just a misdemeanor citation to the folks that were collecting the turtles with him. They didn't get anything real harsh, but he paid $10,000 for organizing that.
Those are some large fines that people wouldn't associate with turtles, but credit to you and the officers for taking it on and getting to the bottom of it, and special credit to the hotel staff who reported this incident in the first place.
Yeah.
Without them starting it, you wouldn't have had anything.
You know, game wardens know, and you know this, game wardens are just absolutely one drop in the ocean without the help of the citizens.
Candy, you have a case from Ohio called Big Scam Outdoors.
Operation Big Scam Outdoors.
Now, what the heck is that about?
It's about wire fraud.
Wire fraud.
Wire fraud and wildlife. Yes.
That's a combination you don't hear of often.
You don't.
So where does that start?
This started with the suspect lived in Ohio in Madison County, and he was advertising land for lease to hunt.
Okay.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Probably 19 different Facebook sites.
Wow. Yeah.
Hunt Pennsylvania, Deer Hunt Florida.
Yeah.
So there were two individuals from Florida who saw the Facebook post, wanted to lease the land. They had to put down a deposit of $2,500 to the suspect. Then when it came around to the dates they were going to go hunting,
yeah,
the suspect ghosted them.
Yeah.
So the boys from Florida decided, we're going to Ohio and we're going to get our money back. So the boys from Florida drive to Ohio, yeah, and they drive to the landowner's house where they were supposed to hunt to see if they did actually have permission to hunt there.
Right.
The lady comes out and says, absolutely not. I gave no one permission to lease my land. So at that point, the two boys from Florida then called the suspect. They finally get a hold of him, yeah, and said, we want to pay you the other $2,500 that we owe you for the hunt.
They don't let on that they know what he's up to at this point.
No, at this point,
they're going to get even.
They're going to get, they're just trying to lure him in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they lure him in, and the boys from Florida said, meet us at this restaurant. We'll give you the other $2,500 for the lease,
yeah,
and be on our way. Okay. In the meantime, the boys from Florida had called the local sheriff's department,
okay,
on the suspect.
Yeah.
So when the suspect and the boys from Florida met up, and also the landowner was there as well, and she was hot. She was cussing. And so the sheriff's department shows up and arrests the suspect and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they charged him with count of fraud and 2 felonies.
Right.
And the Division of Wildlife had no idea that this had happened at this point.
Yeah.
So a few weeks go by, we get another report. One of our officers got a report of someone in Michigan hunting on a property that he said he had leased land from someone.
Yes.
That just so happened to be our suspect.
Oh, okay. So it was more than one.
More than one person.
Yes.
So at that point, one of the wildlife officers called me, and we went to the sheriff's office and pulled the report.
Yep.
And then we saw many others who had been scammed by this person.
Wow.
From other states.
Yep.
So we started looking into it a little more. And we did have somebody come and hunt without permission on somebody's property. So we took the case.
Yep.
And we looked at those Facebook posts. One thing led to another, and pretty soon we had over 70 victims. We called them victims because they were victims of fraud.
Yeah.
They were defrauded of their money.
They thought they were genuinely buying something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how this guy thought he would get away with it was he was asking for these deposits from different states. So someone from Michigan is not going to come to Ohio for, maybe they're $400, or from Florida, or.
Okay. Not
so
worth
they
their
thought
while.
it was $400. I don't want anything done. Yeah. But we put a team together, and this was during COVID.
Yeah.
So we couldn't call other agencies and have them interview these victims. So we had to identify them and call them by phone.
Okay.
So we would call them by phone, and there was a list of things that we needed to get from them: receipts, contracts, photographs.
Yeah.
Because this suspect would send you a contract, a written contract, as well as photographs of deer that you maybe get to hunt. So he
was clever.
He looked legitimate.
Yeah.
But he defrauded all of these people. Not only that, He was utilizing 7 different landowners' names.
Wow.
So we identified all the landowners, and all of them said that he did not have permission to lease their properties.
Okay.
There were 70 victims.
Yeah.
From 19 different states.
Wow. That's, yeah.
Plus, there were 7 landowners that were involved that confirmed that they did not give him permission to lease their properties.
Right.
We did make this a federal case.
Yes.
And once he went through the court system, he was sentenced to 12 months in the federal penitentiary.
I guess the lesson is be very aware when you're trying to buy what seems like a legitimate thing. Be sure you're dealing with legal outfitters before you buy anything.
Absolutely. And one point that I forgot to tell you was that they were laundering this through a pawn shop. They were laundering the money through a pawn shop.
A next level of crime.
Yes.
So wildlife is a very interesting field.
You never know where you're going to end up. That's the fun part of the job.
It is.